In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the correct contact person. We're not yet getting their email. We just want to identify the correct person. In order to do this, step one, I would consider using this tool, Apollo. It'll just save you so much time and it's totally free. So in order to do this, we'll copy the company's URL. We'll paste it into Apollo and it'll pop up here. We'll click it. And then we go over to the Employees tab. And what I like to do is search by seniority. Remember, we want the highest ranking person. So you see here the highest that they find is VP. We'll click there. And she's vice president of sales, which is okay. Now, it's imperative that before we put this person into the sheet, we have to verify on LinkedIn that it's actually the correct person. Because sometimes, like if you were to search this company, Sin Cara, it might show her still working there. But here, you see, yeah, she is presently the vice president of sales. So what we'll do is we'll take her name, we'll enter VP sales. Her name was Marcy Vandermullen, and most of them will be simple just like that. However, with some companies like Nature's Fuel, you won't find them on Apollo. When we search here, we see that there's no results. That's okay. When we do that, we'll just move on to the next one because we'll come back to them and use another way to find these people. Now, in the case of Nature's Way here, sometimes you'll find that it'll show multiple people with the same job title. Now, this time you actually saw Nature's Way popped up twice. So I like to pick the one with the logo. However, when you look at these people, they're not really who the job titles we're looking for. So we'll go to the other one. We'll go over to employees, and then we'll click into seniority. And when you go to C-suite, what you'll notice is that there's 4 CEOs. This is why we need to check their LinkedIns. So let's open them all. We have Keith Malone, we have Kira. Well, we won't open them all, but we'll just look. Keith Malone, CEO at Nature's Way. That looks cool. But when we scroll down to experience, we see that his Nature's Way is a manufacturer of wild bird feeders. That's not what we're looking for, so it's not Keith. In Kiru's case, okay, he's a student, so also probably not who we're looking for. Let's check Mike Devereaux and see if this is our guy. When we look at Mike Devereaux, so CEO of Nature's Way. If you really want to double check, you can click the name of the company here, and you'll see, okay, this is the right Nature's Way. So in this case, we're going to use Mike Devereaux. With some companies, the names might not match when you do an Apollo search, like in the case of Old School Labs. So we'll do the search right here. You'll notice the company name is Cosidla Inc. Now, one way to check this is if you hover over this link sign, you'll see the link says Old School Labs. Another way to check is if you click into the LinkedIn for the company, it'll actually show you Cosidla Inc. Okay, it looks like they do make old school supplements, so great. So this is the correct company. Now, again, we'll go over to the employees. We'll go through seniority. Since there are so few here, we don't have to filter it, but Justin Fretch, head of marketing. As always, we need to check the LinkedIn profile just to make sure that that is actually who we're looking for. We see Justin, looks correct, head of marketing, and it looks like everything's good. So in this case, we'll use Justin. Now, with some companies, you might find them on Apollo, or you might, so in this case, we found Port King Good. Let's go over to employees. And it's not showing anything here. Well, in this case, you'll see there's no LinkedIn icon, but we can check their company website. And sometimes under the About Us, you can find, it looks like the owner is a person named Lauren. So in this case, what I always find is helpful is to do a Google search. We'll do Lauren Pork King Good. And then we also want to search LinkedIn because in this case, we see the first result is Lauren Costin, the owner of Pork King Good. And since it is the correct company, you see the product here, we'll use her. Some companies you'll find, but you won't get any contacts. This is the case with Power Bar. So you'll see here, there's no employees that show up. Well, a technical sales representative isn't what we want. However, if you find a subsidiary, Post Holdings, enter that into the sub tab.